As the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky transformed into a canvas of crimson and gold, casting a warm glow over the Thames. The evening air was alive with the rhythmic sounds of London, the distant hum of traffic, the calls of street vendors, and the faint laughter of couples wandering along the riverside. Beneath Tower Bridge, however, a different melody unfolded. Here, the gentle lapping of water against the aged stone echoed like whispers from time past. In this enchanting twilight, an aging fisherman prepared his small boat, a weathered vessel that had seen better days. The creaking wood harmonized with the soft breeze, creating a symphony of solitude. Arthur, a man whose hands bore the marks of countless tides, felt a familiar pull from the river. He breathed in the damp, salty air. Tonight, like many before, he would cast his nets into the whispering waters, searching for both fish and memories. As the golden hues of dusk blend into the twilight, Arthur stands by the weathered edge of the dock, the familiar scent of salt and damp wood enveloping him. His gnarled hands instinctively reach for the worn rope tied to his small fishing boat, a modest vessel that has weathered countless tides. With each pull, memories surface, laughter shared with Eliza, her gentle encouragement fading into the backdrop of the city's lively hum. As he steps onto the boat, the creaking wood sounds like a soft, nostalgic echo of their adventures together. Fishing was their ritual, a dance directed by the ebb and flow of the Thames. Arthur pauses a moment, gazing up at Tower Bridge, its majestic silhouette framed against the dimming sky. To him, it's more than a structure. It's a thread woven through his life, a constant in a world of flux. Tonight, with the haunting calls of gulls overhead, he breathes deeply, ready to cast his net once more. The soft glow of the setting sun bathed the waters beneath Tower Bridge in a warm embrace as Arthur began his evening ritual. The familiar creaks of his weathered boat resonated with the pulse of the Thames. With a deft hand, he uncoiled his nets, the fibers rough against his fingers, infused with the salt of many tides. Each action, from checking the integrity of the ropes to untangling the nets, mirrored a memory, a dance honed by years of practice. The rhythmic splashes echoed against the wooden hull, blending seamlessly with the distant hum of London's nightlife, reminding him of the countless evenings spent in the same spot, surrounded by the city he loved. In this sacred moment of solitude, Arthur felt a connection not just to the water, but to the life he had shared with Eliza. As he prepared for the cast, he whispered to the river, seeking fortune in the shadows of their shared past, allowing the memories to guide his hand. As Arthur prepares his boat, the fading sunlight casts a golden hue over the Thames, a comforting reminder of times gone by. He grips the worn wooden oar, feeling the grooves beneath his fingers, and his mind drifts back to the days spent with Eliza. Memories wash over him like waves lapping against the hull, laughter shared as they extracted fish from the net, their hands brushing, signaling unspoken affection. He recalls her radiant smile, the way she would tease him about his stubbornness, often insisting they bundle up against the chill of the evening air. Each fish they caught had its own story, reminiscent of their shared adventures, like the time they pulled in a rare silver bream, its scales catching the sunlight just as Eliza's eyes sparkled when she was joyful. But now those memories bittersweetly fill the space beside him, whispering tales of love lost yet eternally cherished. Arthur cast his gaze towards the towering presence of Tower Bridge, its ornate granite and steel structure silhouetted against the twilight sky. He often reflected on its construction, a monumental task that spanned years, just like the years of his own life spent beneath its arch. The bridge, with its Victorian grandeur, echoed the spirit of London, a city constantly shifting yet steeped in history. As a young man, he had watched the builders toil tirelessly, their faces smeared with sweat and determination, and he marveled at how each stone laid was a testament to human perseverance. The bridge became a symbol for him, marking both the passage of time and the enduring connections of the city. Arthur's heart swelled with pride and melancholy. The bridge had witnessed countless stories, much like his own. It stood as a reminder that beneath its unyielding form, the river's currents carried the whispers of all who had come before him, shaping their lives in profound ways. As dusk blankets the sky in deep hues of navy and indigo, Arthur steadies himself at the edge of the boat, his heart thrumming in tune with the gentle pull of the tide. He reaches for his well-worn nets, his fingers tracing the frayed edges, each thread steeped in memories of past catches and quiet reflections. The humid air mingles with the scent of the Thames, wrapping around him like an old friend. With deliberate grace, he casts his net into the water, watching the ripples dance in the fading light. Tonight, like many before, carries the weight of his hopes. He murmurs softly to the waves, invoking the fish he seeks, salmon that glimmer like fleeting memories and eels that slide away, echoing lost whispers from his youth. Each dip of the net into the dark water feels like a conversation with the past, revealing glimmers of fortune, intertwined with the essence of Eliza, urging him toward a brighter, albeit uncertain, horizon. As Arthur settled into the rhythm of the evening, a subtle shift in the air captured his attention. The gentle lap of the Thames against the hull of his boat mingled with a soft, almost melodic whisper that danced around him, as if the river itself were trying to share its secrets. Intrigued yet apprehensive, he leaned closer to the edge of his boat, straining to catch the elusive voices rising from the depths. They spoke of lives once lived, sailors with tales of adventure, workers who toiled to build the very bridge arching above him, and lovers who had sealed their dreams amidst the waters. Each whisper seemed to weave a tapestry of histories, beckoning him to listen, to remember. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end as the current swirled ominously, hinting that the river held more than fish. It cradled lost souls yearning for recognition. With heart pounding, Arthur couldn't ignore the pull of the stories urging him to delve deeper into the mystical embrace of the Thames. As the night deepens and the echoes of the city fade into the backdrop, Arthur's voice becomes a thread, weaving the tale of a lost fisherman who once roamed these very waters. This was not just any fisherman. He was a man driven by revenge, imagined stories coiling around him like the currents beneath the bridge. Legend has it that, in a moment of desperation, he struck a pact with the spirits dwelling in the Thames, trading his soul for the power to avenge wrongs that had been dealt unto him. Each full moon, he would rise from the depths, casting shadows on the living, drawing misfortune to those whose hearts held malice. Arthur speaks softly, his eyes glistening with both fear and fascination. The whispers around him grow louder, almost as if the river itself is reflecting on this dark legacy, urging him to heed the past and confront the spirits pooling within his own memories. Dark clouds gathered ominously above the Thames, blotting out the last remnants of twilight as Arthur tightened his grip on the boat's steering oar. The atmosphere shifted, a palpable tension in the air, as if the river itself was holding its breath. The gentle lapping of water transformed into a low, menacing growl, echoing the turmoil brewing around him. Arthur's heart raced as gusts of wind whipped around him, carrying with them the whispers of the river, urgent voices warning him of what was to come. He glanced up at Tower Bridge, its silhouette now ominous against the encroaching storm. Every tale of misfortune associated with the lost fisherman flooded his mind, intertwining dread with recollections of Eliza. The setting sun had vanished entirely, leaving only darkness and the flickering light of distant city lamps. With each heartbeat, the storm's approach felt imminent, and he sensed the past and present colliding, preparing for a tempest unlike any he had faced before. Rain hammered against the wooden hull of Arthur's boat, each droplet a reminder of the chaos unfolding around him. The wind howled like a banshee, tearing through the air and sending chills through his aging bones. He gripped the sides of the boat, heart racing as darkness engulfed the river. The whispers that had caressed his thoughts morphed into tormented cries, echoing through the stormy night. The river churned violently, each wave crashing against his small vessel, as if the very spirits he had long pondered were rising to claim him. Fear nestled deep within his chest, a gnawing dread that swirled with the frenzied waters. Amidst the tempest, Arthur closed his eyes, desperate to confront the past he had kept buried. The voices entwined with the sounds of the storm, urging him to listen, to understand that in this struggle lay the key to his liberation. The storm raged around him, rain battering his skin like sharp pinpricks, but Arthur felt an unexpected resolve swell within. As the cries of the winds morphed into anguished whispers, he knew he had to confront the spirit voices that simmered just beneath the surface of the Thames. With every clap of thunder, memories of Eliza came flooding back, each high note of laughter intertwined with a thread of sorrow. He spoke aloud, his voice straining against the tempest. "I remember you, my love. I carry you with me always." The waters churned as if recognizing his plea, swirling with echoes of those lost, the lament of heartbreak lingering in the air. Arthur closed his eyes, breathing deeply, allowing the spirits to envelop him. He acknowledged his fears, the solitude, the aching loss, transforming them into a connection that drew strength from his memories. He was not alone, he had never been. In the midst of the storm, as waves crashed violently around him, Arthur felt an overwhelming surge of emotion. The whispers, once mere echoes of the past, now swirled into a chorus, urging him to confront his deepest fears. He closed his eyes against the deluge, allowing the memories of Eliza to flood his mind. Her laughter melded with the sound of the water, her gentle encouragement resonating beneath the howl of wind. "Let me go, love," he murmured, realizing the weight of his sorrow had anchored him for too long. A sudden stillness enveloped him as he understood the truth. Honoring Eliza meant embracing their shared history without being shackled by it. The tempest around him shifted. He felt a warmth amidst the chaos, a connection to the spirits he had feared. In that moment of clarity, Arthur found the strength to release his grief, welcoming the dawn of new beginnings as the first light began to break through the clouds. As the storm howled around him, Arthur tightened his grip on the oars, each stroke a defiance against the tempest that raged over the Thames. The rain lashed his face, mingling with the salty sweat of exertion, but he found solace in the memories of Eliza. With each wave crashing against the boat, he recalled her laughter, the warmth of her hand in his as they had sat side by side casting nets together under the soft glow of twilight. In that fierce moment, the whispers crescendoed, echoes of the river's storied past blending with his own. He understood now, this was not just a battle against the storm, but a confrontation with his own fears of loss and aging. As thunder roared overhead, Arthur called out to the spirits, unearthing the strength of his memories like a lifeline. Anchored by love and resilience, he fought not only to survive but to honor the fragility of life flowing through the waters beneath him.